right, welcome to the Chazz Palminteri podcast. We got a new episode this week talking about old school. People just love these old school episodes. We got one of the top old school legends here with us tonight. But before I bring them on, remember, ChazzPalminteri.net if you want to see the one-man show that started it all. Go to my social media, Instagram, and you will see where you could see the one-man show. Also, I'm going to be, let's see where I'm going to be. September 10th, I'm going to be in Lancaster, PA. Lancaster, PA at the American Music Theater. In Boston, October 9th in Boston. I love Boston. Great town. Emerson Colonial Theater in Boston. Then in Pittsburgh, two big shows, the 11th and 12th of November. I'm going to be at the Byram Theater. More dates coming, but you can go on the website. You'll see them all. And don't forget the card that started it all. The saddest thing in life is wasted talent. Go to my website. You can pick up my merchandise and this card. It's a great gift for someone you want to inspire. Okay, so what do we got? We got Mr. Old School. Man is an actor. He's a singer, comic, entertainer. He's been doing it all his life. And you'll know him from that famous scene in My Funny How, you know, when the owner, and I think he plays, was that the Bamboo Lounge? Was that the Bamboo?
Yeah, we shot at the Hawaii Kai.
The Hawaii Kai, that's right.
On 51st and Broadway.
The legendary Tony Darrow is here with us today.
Hey.
Mr. Old School, Tony, how are you?
All right, buddy.
Now, Tony, before we get into your career, I mean, that scene, when you walk over to me and you say all these funny things, what am I, a Lamster? This guy, if he's any more, he's a fucking stool. I mean, you kind of put that all together yourself, didn't you?
Yeah, what happened was Marty really liked me. He introduced me to Irwin Winkley. He introduced me to Penny Marshall.
Right.
He said, this kid is his second film, and he's really nailing it, and I like him a lot. So he called me in his trailer, and he said that we were going to rehearse the scene. Paul Sorvino was there. Ray Liotta was there, and I'm supposed to be sitting here, and I'm supposed to be scared because they're going to take my joint away and all that there. And he says to me, Tony, you know all the street words. You grew up in East New York where all those guys come from, like Jimmy Burke was, if he was Italian, he would have been a boss. He would have been the boss of bosses.
Really?
Jimmy Burke was a tough son of a bitch. Everybody knew it. He did a lot of work for Paulie Vario. You know, this here.
Yeah, right.
That's a true story. I mean, he killed a lot of guys.
Right.
And he was a real bad dude, but a nice man. Like, he would walk in to a restaurant, there'd be 40, 50 people there, and he'd have a pasta, and he'd pick up everybody's check. And if nobody was in the joint, he would leave $100 tip for a fucking $15 meal.
Right.
He would leave tips all over the place.
So he was a big tipper.
Big tipper and a big man. Everybody, Paulie Vario loved him.
Right.
And so anyway, Marty liked me because I was always telling jokes on the set before they said action. And,
right.
And so he calls me in his trailer and he says, he didn't say I'm going to take this scene away from Paul, but he said, I'm going to give you this scene and they'll work off for you. So I went like this because it was my second film and I was a little nervous about.
Was Paul in that scene eventually?
Yeah, Paul Sorvino was right there. He go, what do you want me to do? You want me to kill this guy? Remember?
Right.
And he's smoking a cigar, I think. I forgot.
That's right. What am I saying?
Yeah. So he calls me in his trailer and he says, I want you to write all those things you're always kidding around and all that there. So I don't even want to say the word because today it's not nice to say, but a gay person.
Right.
A half a gay person, I'll say right now.
Okay.
So I wrote, that was in there. And Lamister is a guy who, like when the guys were on the corner hanging out, and you didn't see, like, I didn't see Chazz for 3 days. All of a sudden, you walk up on the corner. I go, where the fuck were you for 3 days? What do you want, a fucking lamb? What are you, a Lamister?
A Lamister, right.
What are you, hiding out? You know?
Right. I remember that. And
Silk Hat on a Pig, you know where that comes from? When we were kids, all the wise guys would be on the corner hanging out. And my mother, and we were baby, you know, we were like 15, 14, 16. Right. So you had to go to church on Sunday. You had to wear a suit and a tie.
Right.
So after, you go on the corner, all the wise guys are on the corner. They loved us. They took care of us and all that, always giving us money and all that. And, oh, look at this kid. He's wearing a suit and a tie. It's like putting a silk hat on a pig. Or they used to say a tuxedo on a monkey.
Wow.
Right?
Now, where did you grow up, Tony?
East New York, Brooklyn, where Paulie Vario came from, John Gotti came from there.
So you grew up in East New York?
Yeah, I grew up there. I knew everybody. I knew all them guys, and they treated us good. That was the safest neighborhood in the world. I mean, there was Hasidic kids that lived about 7, 8 blocks away.
Right.
They were protected. Everybody was protected. And like the old ladies, it was tenement buildings, and they'd be up 4 or 5 stories up, 3 stories up,
Right.
and we'd be shooting crap on the corner. And the old ladies would see the cops cars coming down 4 or 5 blocks away, and they'd whistle.
They would
for us to
whistle.
get off the corner. They were our lookouts, like the old ladies.
The old ladies.
Yeah, it was great. And there was a lot of things, guys, nobody would mess with anybody's mother or wife. And it was the last stop on the IRT subway.
Old school. All old
Yeah.
school.
IRT subway was the last stop. It wasn't a subway, it was an elevated train. And like a lot of strangers would come in, they were working in the factories.
Right.
And the wise guys used to tell them, you see that guy that just come off the train? He just looked at your sister or your mother. When he comes off the train, when he comes back, you wait for him and you leave him on the steps. You beat the shit out and leave him on the steps so they learn that they can't fuck around over here. And we had to do it.
You had to do it. Well, you remember the name of the stop, what it was, the last stop?
New Lots Avenue in Ashford Street, the last stop on the IRT train.
Now, growing up in that neighborhood, Tony, obviously you grew up very similar to what I did. How did you become an entertainer, actor? How did this happen?
Well, I'm being very honest. My dad is dead, but my father was a good fella. You know what a good fella is?
Of course, yes.
I mean, if the public doesn't know, that's a made guy in what they call, I don't like to say it, La Casa Nostra.
Yeah,
but,
that's right.
And I looked up to my daddy who took good care of us, and, he was the boss of the neighborhood with Paulie Vario, who played Paulie, Paul Sorvino
played him brilliantly,
right.
yes.
Yeah, and I never wanted to be a wise guy. I just never wanted to be. I respected them. In fact, I still go see my friends and my father's friends that are still alive. And,
Right.
And I do whatever I can. If they ask me for a favor, I always do it. And I love them. That was my heritage. That was my background.
Yes.
But I went in another direction anyway, and I'm glad I did. But how I started was we were always singing doo-wop on the corner,
Right.
And I always had a good voice. I didn't know that, but the teachers used to say every time they had a play, go get Anthony because Anthony could sing, And I remember the first song I ever did on stage in junior high school was Cry. Remember Johnny Ray? If your sweetheart sends a
Yes,
letter of
Cry.
goodbye.
Right.
So I got a thing where I sat on the stool and I sang it, and I had a wash rig all wet. Right next to me on a little table. And so let your head down and go right on, baby, and cry. And it went, and all the water spilled all over,
wow.
right? And I was like 15 or 16. The kids went crazy. They were jumping all over them. And then I was like starring in every play after that. And I used to sing 50s, I want a Sunday kind of love.
Right.
And my friends used to go, ooh, and they'd fuck it up all the time.
Right,
So I used to say, Nino, listen to me. When I point to you, you sing.
Right.
Ooh, right?
Right.
And this is the rehearsals. So now we had like an after hour joint, a club, and it was time, the broads were all sitting around on the couches and everything. I say, all right, we're going to sing a song. So I go like this, I want a Sunday kind of love. And Chazz and him would go, ooh, and Nino, you didn't sing. You don't point to me. That's fucking rehearsals, you moron. We're on stage now. We used to have a lot of fun. Really did.
So you sang doo-wop, and then I think you sang with your wife.
My ex-wife.
Your
let me
ex-wife,
tell you,
I'm sorry.
I got to tell you about. Well, I was married 3 times.
Three times?
I've been married so many times I got rice marks on my face.
Okay.
but anyway,
You're married 3 times.
3
But
times.
this last one is your great one.
An angel. Honey,
angel.
I love you more than anything in the world. She's the greatest woman I ever met. She cuts my hair. She sews my clothes. She does all of that. She does all my podcast things. She does all my cameo things, which you should be doing. That cameo is great. You do it right here.
I know.
It's easy.
I know.
And you make a score, too. Well, you don't need it. Look at this fucking building.
No, never mind.
My house is so small, I stuck the key in the door. I broke a window.
So, So you all of a sudden, like,
Wait. So her name was Donna Cellini, and
Donna Cellini.
and she looked like Ava Gardner.
Oh,
She was gorgeous,
Right.
and I swear, she had the best voice you've ever heard.
I heard she had a great
like Vicky Carr, like Edie Gourmet, like
Right.
Shirley Bassey, a combination. But she was prettier than all of them.
Right.
She was really good, and she wore John Mackey gowns. So I have to say this because they're all dead now, and I'm not saying anything bad about anybody, but her father was Dino Cellini, who ran Cuba for Meyer Lansky,
Right.
for Santo Trafficante, for
Sure.
Jimmy Blue Eyes, and I married her because you remember years ago there was a place called the Beverly Hills in Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah.
It burnt down. John Davidson was appearing there, and about 20 or 30 people got killed
Right.
because the doors were locked. So we did
That's
a
right.
we did a benefit at the Riverfront Coliseum to raise money for the kids who survived without parents. Their
Right.
parents got, and there was the Fifth Dimension, Joey Heatherton,
Right.
Don Rickles, Tony Darrow,
Tony Darrow.
Donna Cellini.
Right.
So I'm opening up the book, looking at all the people that are going to be there, and I'm here, and Donna's there, and I look, I said, "Wow, what a fucking beauty." I don't know,
Yeah.
I said, "She's gorgeous." So naturally, I start making my moves. I was single,
Yeah.
Was I single? Yeah, I was single. And so I started hitting on it. Didn't work. All of a sudden, I'm appearing in Aruba. I'm at the Sheraton, and she's at the Holiday Inn. I didn't leave her alone. Every night I went there. She was married, but she wasn't getting along. And she was married to a guy named Mike Lewis, who was the producer and arranger for the, what was it, Saturday Night Live, those singers from England, the three brothers.
Oh, the Smothers? No, the Smothers brothers.
no,
Three brothers. I don't know, but it doesn't matter.
Well,
Don't worry.
anyway, he wrote all the arrangements for him, but she wasn't getting along with him at all. And I happened to get there at the right time, and I fell in love with her, and we got married.
Wow.
And our father threw a big party for us. And the only thing is, the old man was dying of cancer when I got
Right.
to him. And otherwise, I probably would have still been married to her because she was a nice girl, a good girl.
Oh.
But it didn't work. The mother was crazy. She was like a lot of trouble for me, and I couldn't handle it. I had a bit of a temper then, so it just didn't work.
And you started singing together.
So William Morris Agency was handling me and her separately, and they said, listen, there's 8 million guy singers and there's 10 million girl singers. There's not many duets.
Yeah.
There's only Steve and Edie, and then the world is open to you.
Right.
So we hired Donald Sadler from No No Nanette on Broadway.
Right, yeah.
And we hired Mercedes Ellington to choreograph.
Was
us.
it a good move to get together?
Unbelievable. We did everything.
How many years did you work together?
15 years.
Wow. 15
And we did
years.
everything. We did Vegas, we did Atlantic City, Hong Kong, Singapore, Tokyo, Yokohama, Bangkok, Thailand, Korea, Carnegie Hall, New Jersey State Symphony. 2 albums we had. She was wonderful, and she was an angel on stage, and we were like one.
Yeah.
We were so choreographed, and we used to host the Cerebral Palsy Telethon when
Yeah.
Dennis James went off. We'd take it from midnight until 10 in the morning while he was off.
Wow.
And like Steve and Edie at that time might have been making $75,000 a week. We were making $10,000 a week.
Right.
So there was that big gap in between, and we were strong. And I hate to say it, Steve, we were better looking than you and than Edie.
Oh, God.
Well, we were.
Are they still? Steve is still alive. Steve.
Yeah, Edie, I think, is gone. I'm not
Edie,
sure.
Eddie passed away, yeah. But,
But-
I think Steve Lawrence is still around.
But we moved like snakes. I mean, we were.
Yeah. Dance, sang, everything.
Dan sang, and I was like the bad boy, and she'd reprimand me on
So
stage.
she was your first great one.
She was my angel, yeah. But it didn't last because the mother got in between when
Right.
the father
Then
died.
you got married again.
Then I got married again.
That didn't last too long.
That lasted 23 years.
23 years. Oh, excuse me.
Hey, I'm 84 years old.
My God, 84. You've been
I'll be
around
84
since dirt.
October 1st, yeah.
My God.
So what happened was my son's mother, he's 26 like your son,
Yes.
and he's going to graduate law school
God bless him.
on the 16th of May, which is,
Wow.
and
Yeah.
he's my angel. He's the love of my life. You know how your kids
Yeah,
are.
of course.
First of all, you got 2 of the best looking kids I've ever
Oh,
seen.
thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Anthony's my son. And this girl that I married now, I wish I had met her many years ago. But, you know, in those days, I was a half a nut. I was fucking around with everybody, screwing all the broads in Vegas and all that. And now I realize she's the treasure of my life.
Your third wife.
Yeah, Mary Ann.
Mary Ann. You're his third great one. You're the one. That's it. It's over.
And when I come home, I'm leaving you, you bitch. No, I'm only kidding. She's an angel. She really is.
So, you're 84. You've been around. Oh my God! First of all, you look incredible.
Thank you, pal.
You look absolutely incredible. So, I mean, you knew guys. You knew Louis Dome, right?
Sure. I got a great story about that if you'd like to hear it.
Go ahead. Let me hear that about Louis Dome.
So Buddy Hackett, I was his opening act for 3
Buddy
years.
Hackett.
Yeah. I'll do a story. I got a couple of stories.
Go ahead.
So Buddy Hackett and I are at the Westchester Premier Theater. Not the Westchester. We're at the Westbury Music Fair.
Westbury. Go ahead.
And Hackett and I are going to open up the next, it was like we closed on Sunday. Tuesday, we're opening up at the Westchester Premier Theater.
Sure.
Okay. So I'm going to do the Hackett story first.
Right.
So Hackett's a screwball, was a screwball. The funniest man I ever met in my life was Buddy Hackett, the most creative mind I ever
heard he was incredibly funny in person.
A genius, but he was not a nice guy. He
Really?
was nasty with people, and he was a troublemaker. So my friends, you know, my father's friends,
Yeah.
they spoke to him about putting me with him. This was
Buddy Hackett.
Yeah,
Right.
before Donna. And he came to hear me sing in Huntington somewhere. He said, the kid is great. Yeah. So he made me his opening act 3 years. So anyway, we go to the Westchester Premier Theater, and we're sitting at the bar over there, and over here is a good fella and a bad fucking dude, Greg De Palma. Okay?
Yeah. The fucking, what was it, the Black Widow? They called him something.
I don't know. But
Grim Reaper.
The Grim Reaper.
he was a tough bastard.
The Grim Reaper.
And
that's
naturally,
what it was,
they had a bunch of different crews that owned that place beside,
Yeah.
you know, all the 5 families. And anyway, Louis Dome was my friend.
Right.
And I knew Greg very well because before Greg became a good fella, I worked with him on construction.
Right. Okay.
So I knew him very well. I went over, gave him a kiss, I said hello, and he says, I'm busy right now, Tony, I'll come over and say hello. So I'm standing there with Hackett. Hackett's got a license to carry a pistol wherever he wants. Am I keeping you up, John?
No.
You
Go
all
ahead,
right?
go
Okay.
ahead, go ahead.
You want a blanket and a pillow? I'm teasing you. You're
No,
doing
go
great.
ahead. No, go ahead.
So he has a license to carry a pistol anywhere he wants.
I can see, yeah.
Yeah. And he's got the second large, no, not Greg, Hackett.
Hackett, right.
And he's got the second largest gun collection in the world.
Buddy Hackett.
Privately, yeah. Privately.
I never knew that.
Yeah. And I was at his house many times. So Greg is yelling at this guy, and he's got his back to us. The guy is there facing, and all of a sudden Hackett with his big fucking mouth, he goes like this, hey, keep it down over there. We're trying to talk over here. Greg turns around and says, you talking to me? Yeah. Listen, you Jew cocksucker, just like that, which you should have never said, but that was him.
Yeah.
All right? You don't call anybody that, but he could
Yeah,
do
it's
whatever.
all right.
Yeah, he could do whatever he wants. So he goes, oh, no, I can't talk. And he goes like this. He shows Greg the gun.
Oh, my God.
Well, the saying in the street is, you know, when you pull a gun, you better use it. So he goes, you just showed me the gun. He walks over. He goes, I'll take it. I'll stick it up your ass and I'll blow your fucking brains out, right? So now I got to get in between. I don't want... And we're going to open the next fucking night.
He's going to kill him.
He was going to crack him or whatever.
He's going to, yeah.
So
no,
I
yeah.
go like, excuse me, I go like this. Hey, Greg, he goes, Tony, get your hand off me. I said, Greg, hold it. I didn't do nothing to you. I said, we grew up together. I worked on construction.
Right.
You know, my friend put me with him. He said, what are you, dropping names now? You know how they are.
Yeah.
I go, no, I'm not dropping names, but, you know, please. You know, I earn a living with him. And he don't mean what he says. He had a couple of drinks.
Right.
You know, well, he'll fucking learn. So I go, listen, I tell you,
boy.
I can't get out of it. So I said, listen, I'll bring somebody tomorrow that will talk to you, okay? So he goes, he looks at me, he goes, Tony, you better bring somebody now. And he better be like I am. In other words, he's got to be a skipper like him. Can't just bring a made guy. He's got to bring...
A skipper. Right. Wow.
Get in the car, you cocksucker. I tell Hackett. I said, this fucking guy would have killed you. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Right.
I was only a kid. You kid too fucking much, you cocksucker. I take him back to Fort Lee. I drop him off. I run downtown.
Right.
And I go talk to a couple of friends. I said, this is what happened. And they send somebody with me. And they're not with me. The guy meets me in the lounge at the Westchester Premier Theater. The guy's sitting at the table, and I walk in with Hackett, and the guy's smoking. He's like over there.
Right.
And we're walking toward the table, and this guy is smoking. And he goes, what do you think he says to the guy? There's no smoking at this table. Hackett. He goes, I'll put it out on your fucking head, you cocksucker. You just compromised this fucking kid. This kid saved your life. You know what the fuck you're doing? You know?
Wow.
So he goes, well, I didn't. He said, you know what? So now Greg walks in. So they say hello. They know each other. Greg sits down, and he goes, my friend says, I fixed it all. So what do you mean? He's working this week for nothing. He's going to do 2 more shows here for nothing. He was making $125,000 a week.
For nothing.
Nothing. It was either that or the hearse, right? I'm telling you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Holy
True story.
shit.
And he did.
Wow.
So now I'm saying to myself, I'm getting $10,000 for the week.
They didn't take your money.
Well, I'm saying, I hope this cocksucker pays me.
Did he pay you?
Yeah, they paid me.
Well, you saved his fucking life.
Yeah. No, he didn't pay me. They paid me.
They
Because he
paid
didn't
you.
get nothing.
Holy shit. But he really, you saved his life.
Yeah, and he was the funniest human being I ever met, but a nasty bastard with everybody.
So he wasn't well liked.
No, he was rude. He was nasty. But, Hackett's the only guy I know that could walk out on stage and do 20 minutes on the lamp.
Really?
Yeah, he just look at the lamp and he start doing, I got enough sun today, and he start doing stuff about the lamp or whatever it was,
How old was he? Was he old when he died, or he died young? I don't remember.
I think he was like in his late 60s.
Late 60s.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, here's another story with Louis Dome.
Go ahead.
I'm appearing at the Rainbow Room.
Right.
I'm headlining.
Rainbow Room in New York.
Right. And I got this guy, Morty Storm, on with me. Remember Morty Storm, the little Jewish guy?
I heard about him, yeah.
He's got the space in his teeth like
Right.
Terry Thomas.
Right.
So anyway, they call me up. Louis says, Sinatra's appearing at Westchester Premier Theater.
Right.
He says, Tony, because I live next door to Louis. I lived at the Mediterranean Towers in
Right.
Fort Lee.
Right.
Louis says, I'm going to bring Sinatra in to see you. And my heart went, ba-da-boom.
Right.
I said, wow. Holy shit.
Frank Sinatra's going to come and see you perform.
See me perform at the Westchester Premier Theater.
Oh, shit.
So now my dressing room is like 3 stories down. It's the 65th floor. I'm like on the, whatever, this
Right.
63rd floor.
Right.
And I tell everybody that was coming on Tuesday and Wednesday, come Monday, Sinatra's coming to see me.
Right.
Opening night. So the fucking place is jammed. He don't show.
You don't show.
Louis calls me in the morning and says, Tony, he got tied up. He had to go somewhere. Okay. He's coming tomorrow night, Tuesday night. I tell the whole world. They come, a lot of guys come out. You know how street guys are.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck. Give him a bottle of champagne. Give him a bar. Give him a drink.
It's great.
Right. And the place is jammed again. No.
You don't show.
No.
Wow.
So now the third night, I'm in my dressing room, and the maitre d', they're all making fun of me now. The maitre d's and the waiters,
Right.
Sinatra, you're bullshit, Tony, come on up here. I said, why? He said, Louis here with Sinatra. I said, go fuck yourself. Because I thought they were kidding.
Right.
They're breaking my balls. Tony, get up here. Put your tuxedo on and get the fuck up here. So I come up, and sure enough, he's way in the back over there in that corner.
Sinatra.
With
Yeah.
10 guys. And Louis there. So I see Louis, I walk over, but I'm like this. Sinatra's there, and I'm like
Right.
looking at him. But I give Louis a kiss. He says, go say hello to Frank.
Yeah.
So I walk over, and my hand is like shaking a little bit. And I said, hello, Mr. Sinatra. He said, you do a great job. He said, I'm going to tell you now I'm here because of Louis. He said, you can use my name however you want as long as it's not negative. Don't say anything you're going to regret.
Wow.
Right? He says, but you can use it to help yourself. So when I was done, I called my publicist. I got a whole fucking page in the Daily News. I'll show you the ad. Sinatra discovers new singer, gives him advice, and he said to me, I'm going to tell you now, stay away from the booze and the broads. I said, Mr. Sinatra, I think I could stay away from the booze with the broads. Like that. He laughed like that.
Well, he didn't listen, that's for sure.
Right. But anyway, I was really sharp. I just closed in Vegas. You know, when you're working every night.
Sure.
Right. And my opening song was "Don't Deny Me, Satisfy Me One More Time." Right. My third song was "Let Me Try Again."
That's a Frank Sinatra song.
Right. And my last song was "My Way." I got to sing that fucking song in front of that man. I didn't really want. So I wait until the end, the last song, and I said, "Ladies and gentlemen, this is a song," and the band is playing bum bum it's a vamp bum and I go now So anyway, I go, "Ladies and gentlemen, this is a song that I had the pleasure of recording in 1978 under the name of Frank Sinatra." Right?
Oh God.
I said, and the reason why I'm saying that, folks, is because Mr. Sinatra, it's such an honor, sir. Thank you so much for coming to see me. He's in the back right there. The whole fucking room got up. They all started walking over there to see him, and I sang "My Way," right?
Oh,
but I knew
God.
what I was doing because I didn't want to sing it in front of him.
Yeah.
You know? And I sang it, but everybody's looking for Sinatra now. They're all
Was he there?
Yeah.
He was there?
Yeah, he came with Louis.
Wow, wow.
And I got away with it, and then he liked me. And Pat Henry was his opening.
Pat Henry.
Yeah, we both had the same
was funny,
manager,
yeah.
right? And Pat, when I'm at the Star of the Sinatras at Caesars, he calls me up one day. He says, "Frank wants you to come over and say hello." Me, I couldn't wait.
Right.
I finished my show. I run over, and at that time in the '70s, everybody was getting afros,
Right.
white guys. So I wanted to try it. So I got an afro. I look like fucking Harpo Marx. I look like a fucking lunatic, right? But I didn't know. I thought it looked good, right?
Right.
So I walk over. Pat goes like this. "What the fuck did you do to your hair?" I said, "I don't know. I wanted to try it, you know." He says, "Wait until the hand is over." He's playing baccarat, and go say hello to Frank. So I wait until the hand is over. Walk over. Go, "Hey, Frank, how are you?" Give him a kiss. He goes, "Did you do that on a bet?" He says, "Go get a fucking haircut."
Wow.
Right? I was looking for a barber at 2 a.m. I wanted to get a haircut because, the man said it.
The man said get a
And
fucking haircut.
And I did get a haircut in the morning, but it was all curls, tight little curls. And now it was like, like a black person would have
Right.
with this tight, short hair, But it didn't work. I look worse.
You worked a lot of mob joints in the beginning, right? You would say mob joints?
Well, yeah, of course. Well, most of them were mob joints.
Most of them were mob joints.
And Brooklyn and Queens and Long Island, Staten Island,
Yeah, now Tony, you're 84 years old. Fuck, man. I mean, did you know Tom Jones?
Sure, we used to sit in the VIP lounge at Caesars all the time.
With Tom Jones?
Yeah, Tom Jones.
Don Rickles?
Rickles, I was his opening act for 1 year.
Dom DeLuise?
Dom DeLuise.
Holy shit.
Foster Brooks.
Foster Brooks?
Well, yeah.
Well, you had a run-in with, that's a legendary story. You had a run-in with him, right?
No, I had a run-in with Robert Goulet.
Robert Goulet.
But I want to just tell you I was just thinking about the Rainbow Room. After that, I headlined all the time now. I tell you what, from this, just because Sinatra came to see me and I got all that promo, I was getting calls from Atlantic City, and I went to there. I really did. Financially, too, with the money.
Because of Sinatra.
So now, listen to this. Next time I appear, I'm appearing with Jack Carter. He's still the headliner. I'm opening. He drew 2 Japanese guys. I drew the whole fucking rest of the room. 2 tourists with cameras, and I drew everybody else. So I got a standing ovation. He comes out.
Was he funny?
Yes.
He was funny.
But he was bitter.
Bitter?
Very bitter. So listen what he does. All the wise guys are sitting there with their girlfriends, and he goes, "What is this, the Appalachian meetings?" Ooh. Right? And right away the room guy, "What's your name, Teresa? You with the no teeth in your mouth, the one that's eating the garlic." And he wouldn't stop. So one of the guys in the front says, "Come on, we're having a good time over here. We just came to see the kid and you," the guy says, being a nice guy.
Right.
But, it was there with the collars, those long collars.
Yeah.
The guy was a fucking, heavyweight. Mind your business and just do your show. What are you going to do, kill me? And the guy stopped. Nobody listened to him anymore. They were getting up, walking around. I walked to the back. Louis Dome comes up to me. He was there. He says, "Where's his dressing room?"
Oh.
I said, "It's next to mine." Now, this is 65 floors up, so they got that mesh in the window, you know,
Yeah.
so you can't break the window.
Right.
I knock on the door. Yeah. I said, it's Tony Darrow, Jack. He opens the door. They push the fucking door in, three of them. They grab a chair, I swear to God. Grab a chair. Bing, bing. About 8 times. They bust the fucking window open, and it's 65 floors up. When that window got open, whoosh, the fucking wind is coming in, right? They hung him out of the fucking window. They held him by his ankles.
Jack Carter.
Yeah.
Jesus
Appalachian,
Christ.
what are we going to kill you? And all the money and the wallet came out and all that shit came out. You know, whatever the fuck.
He never did that again.
He screamed. He left. That was it. Opening night, he never did it again. I put Morty Storm on. I was the star now. I put Morty Storm, the comedian.
Holy shit.
Yeah, they hung him out of the fucking window.
Really?
Well, disrespectful like that. You know, those guys don't fuck around. And he had a reason. You know, I mean, we wouldn't do something like that, but that's...
You know what? You act like a fucking tough guy with the wrong people. I mean, you just can't do it.
Absolutely.
You can't do it, man. I mean, what advice do you... I mean, how did you get your SAG card? I mean, how did you... And you remember how you got your SAG
Yeah,
card?
well, this is the thing, too. I wanted to mention it because when I first started, anywhere in New York, I don't know about anywhere else, you needed a cabaret card. You needed a license.
Right.
It was like a driver's license with your picture on it. If you were a convicted felon, you couldn't work in a nightclub.
Wow.
You couldn't perform there. You can go be a guest or watch
But you
the
couldn't
show.
perform there unless you had a cabaret card.
It was called a cabaret card. You
Wow.
check it out. And anybody that's my age and knows in show business, you'll know what I'm saying is true. And it had, just like a driver's license. It was a license for you to perform. Okay? And that's what you needed. Now you say, how did I start in show business?
Well, you got your SAG card. You remember how you got your SAG card? You actually remember that?
Yeah. My first movie was a movie, and it was a big cult following movie called Street Trash.
Street Trash.
Yeah. And there's a kid that directed it and wrote it with another guy, Roy Frumkus. And this kid became the #1 Steadicam operator in the world. Dances with Wolves. He did all of that.
Yeah.
His name was James Muro Jr.
Wow.
He was the first guy to ever use the Steadicam, or the second guy, whatever, but he became the most popular. He did all the great movies, the Empire State Building, Hanging Out.
Yeah, right.
He was great. Anyway, so I do this movie, and I'm appearing in Atlantic City. I'm doing 2 shows a night, 6 nights a week, and no SAG card because you don't get it the first.
You don't get it the first time. Right.
But I had a good role. I played Uncle Tony Bando.
Right.
At that time, I had cancer. I had a malignant melanoma on my left foot, on the big toe right here.
Oh, my God.
And I had to walk with a cane. I had bandages. And the cane worked good because I was a mob guy and I walked in with it.
Right.
It was a good prop.
Right.
And somehow Scorsese saw this thing. And the next thing you know, I'm getting a call to go to Warner Brothers in Rockefeller Center to audition for Martin Scorsese and Ellen Lewis.
For the movie
GoodFellas.
GoodFellas.
I don't want to go because I'm not movies. I'm nightclub.
Your nightclubs, right?
And I don't know about. Don't get me wrong when I say this, okay?
Yeah.
I know who Martin Scorsese is, but I don't really know.
Right,
I know he's a director. If you ask me who the entertainment director is at Caesars and what's his wife's name and the
You
kids,
can tell you.
that's my life over there.
Right.
Nightclubs.
Right.
So Lee Solomon, you remember Lee Solomon from William Morris?
Yeah.
He was the big man
Sure.
in Variety. He goes, you don't want to go. He says, Lee, I got 2 shows a night, 6 nights a week. I got to jog on the boardwalk. I got to vocalize. I got to take my nap. It's the same routine every day.
Right.
Once you change that routine, you fuck me up, and I won't be able to, I
Sure.
won't feel right. What do I have to go? He says, you got to go to. I said, how am I going to get there and back? You're going to take the Trump helicopter. You're going to land on 34th Street and the Hudson River,
Right.
and you're going to take a cab over to Warner Brothers. You'll go
And
audition,
you meet Martin Scorsese.
and then you get back in the cab.
That's right.
Okay, I'm bitching all the way there. Now, you know when you don't need a job, you're not scared.
Right.
You're not hungry.
Right, sure.
Like you prick. Look at this fucking building you got here. God bless
Will you stop?
Right.
Okay.
But, you don't worry about auditioning.
You don't worry about
You know,
auditioning, right.
you're loose. So I was loose. So Now I go up to Warner Bros. Get on the elevator, I get off, and there's this palatial reception room with a big high desk, and this gorgeous girl receptionist there. And I walk up and I go, "Hi, I'm Tony Darrow. I'm here to see Ellen Lewis." I don't even say Martin Scorsese because I think I forgot his name. I swear to God. So all of a sudden, the both of them come out.
Right.
And as they're coming out, Jennifer Grey is walking past me.
Right.
And I go, "Is that the kid I'm saying to myself from Dirty Dancing?"
Right.
No, I go, "Minky, this must be really important, you know."
Right.
She auditioned for Lorraine Bracco's role.
Ah.
She didn't get it,
She
but
didn't
she...
get it.
So all of a sudden, Scorsese walks out with Ellen Lewis, and she goes, "Tony Darrow." I said, "Yeah." She says, "This is Martin Scorsese." And Marty sticks out his hand to shake my hand. I'm showbiz.
Right.
Now I'm a little nervous. When I get nervous, I do shtick.
Right.
He sticks out his hand. I go, "Don't give me your fucking hand. I swear to God." So you got to see the newspaper ad. "Don't give me your fucking hand, you cocksucker. I don't get this part. You and the fucking brother going out the window. You know where the fuck I had to come from for this bullshit?"
Oh, shit.
And he goes like this, look. And my whole life passed in front of me. I said, "This is not nightclubs, you fucking moron.
You went over the top.
You just blew it."
Right.
And he goes, "Jesus Christ, this is what I'm looking for."
Right.
Because everybody comes in all cotton mouth, they can't talk. He says, "You're a natural," right? He says, "Come on in my office." I go in the office. He don't go behind his desk. He sits next to me
Right.
on this side. And he slaps me on the leg. He goes, "So what else have you done?" And I go, "Done what?" "Movies." I said, "One movie."
Right.
"Oh, The Street Trash?" "Yeah." He says, "You were great in that." He says, "You don't have to read. You're going to be Sonny Bamboo." At that time, it was Sonny Bamboo.
Sonny Bamboo.
It was a principal role, but they changed it to Buns.
But he really was a guy, Sonny Bamboo, right?
Yeah, I worked his club. He had a club
Right.
on Rockaway Parkway, a nightclub.
Yeah, wow.
And he was Paulie Vario's brother-in-law.
I heard he got pissed off when he saw in the movie that he got hit with the fucking bottle. That never happened.
Fuck him.
Fuck him.
Because Paulie didn't like him.
Paulie didn't like
Paulie
him.
Vario didn't like him because he was Paulie's brother-in-law and he abused his sister.
So now we know.
Right. And that's how I got the job at the Bamboo Lounge. That's another story.
That's another story.
Right. So
But-
I got a million stories.
Yeah, I know that. So you would say to young people that, like you said, know your go to school, learn your trade,
Yeah.
learn how to act, and fucking follow your dream. Wouldn't you say?
Yes, I would say don't do it. I would really say get an education first,
Right.
get a background. If you must do it, if it's in your blood like it was in me and you have to do it. You better learn your trade.
Right.
You better know because you better be prepared. Because when you walk in an audition and you're auditioning and Chazz Palminteri's auditioning and Joe Pesci's auditioning and you don't know what the fuck you're doing, you ain't getting that fucking job. So you ain't going to feed your family.
That's true.
You better stand up. First of all, in the streets and in life, I don't back up to nobody.
Right.
So when I'm on stage or I'm on doing a film, I sort of get lifted up by you.
Well, I mean, we just before we go, we're approaching the end. We're working together now on Gravesend.
Right, and we did analyze this together.
We did analyze this together. That's right. The scene when I'm talking about I want him dead. You like these pants? Hey, these pants. You're some tailor.
That guy's some fucking tailor, man.
Some tailor. That's that fucking fun. That's funny scene. But we had a ball on analyze this. But the scene we're working now, Gravesend, a terrific TV series with Willem DeMeo directing. Some great people in it, Amanda Sante, William Forsythe, Gina Gershon, just some really great people. We're having a ball on that.
Andrew Dice Clay.
Andrew Dice Clay, Vinny Pastor,
Vinny, right?
Tony Darrow, obviously, and myself. And so we're having a great
We had a good
blast.
time doing
We're having a
those
blast.
scenes, yeah.
But Tony, it's been a pleasure having you on.
That's it? What the fuck did I come here for?
Well, I got to tell you,
Jesus
Tony,
Christ.
we got a few more guests on the show. What did you come here for?
Oh, fuck him. Get out. Hey.
Calm the fuck down. But, ladies and gentlemen, old school. This is fucking old school. All these old school guys that we talk about, you know what? They're all, late 70s, 80s now. I got to have them on. They're like dinosaurs. We got to show them. Because years from now, old school guys are going to be gone. Right, Tony?
Just like the 50 singers. From the 50s, the doo-wop singers, all of them are gone. Like I went to see the Temptations in in Red Bank, New Jersey.
Right.
And there was only one original temp, and he's like 80 years old.
80 years old.
And that's a shame, because once some guys die off, we're never going to see any of them.
We're never going to see them again. So you can count on me to bring the old school guys back here on my show. I want to thank you. This is the Chazz Palminteri Podcast. Don't forget, go to my social media, ChazzPalminteri.net. You can get the card, The Saddest Thing in Life is Wasted Talent. Go to my Instagram. You'll find out where I'm playing. I think, where am I going to be? Yes, just quickly, I'm going to be in Lancaster, PA, September 10th, the American Music Theater. October 9th, Boston, Emerson Colonial Theater in Boston. Great show it's going to be. November 11th and 12th in Pittsburgh at the Byram Theater. Come and see the one-man show that started.
Can I say where I'm appearing?
Wait, no question. Go right ahead.
I'm going to be at the pump room at Mount Sinai Hospital. I think I'm going to get a heart attack any minute, so I want to get out of here. No, I'm going to be at the Westchester Manor in Hastings on the Hudson.
And what's the date?
June 9th.
June 9th. This will be out before that. That's fantastic, yes. Tony. Come and see.
Oh, and I want to say how kind you were to me. You recommended me on a couple of films, and I got them, and I appreciate it very much.
You're very welcome. Well, you're a really terrific actor, and if I recommend somebody, there you are, a good actor. If you want to take my master class in how to audition one-on-one, go to one-on-one. God bless you all. See you soon.